The galaxy had always fascinated me, but nothing could have prepared me for the encounter I was about to have. I had been a junior xenobiologist assigned to the remote research station of Cyril-7, a planet known for its iridescent forests and bioluminescent rivers. I never imagined that a simple slip of my hand could turn my entire understanding of interstellar diplomacy and my own life upside down. It all began with a routine survey. Cyril-7's ecosystems were delicate, and my role was to collect samples from the floating fungi that thrived in the misty valleys. My colleagues were busy at other sites, leaving me alone in the translucent canopy of the Glimmerwood forest. That's when I saw her, the alien princess. She appeared almost ethereal, standing atop a glowing rock formation. Her skin shimmered like liquid silver, her eyes were deep pools of violet, and her flowing hair seemed to float as if in zero gravity. Her aura radiated authority and beauty in equal measure. I froze, completely captivated. I had heard rumors of her. Princess Iliera, the last heir to the Linteri dynasty, was known for her diplomatic prowess and her mysterious, almost supernatural abilities. Very few had seen her in person, and yet, here she was, watching me with a gaze that felt as though it could pierce my soul. Intent on observing her without disturbing the delicate balance of her environment, I took a cautious step backward and stumbled over a glowing vine. My hand shot out instinctively to catch myself. In a heartbeat, I accidentally brushed against her arm. The air seemed to crackle with energy. She didn't flinch, but her violet eyes widened ever so slightly. And then, almost immediately, the vines that had tripped me writhed around my ankles, holding me in place. It was as if the forest itself had aligned with her will. "You've touched me," she said, her voice melodic but commanding, vibrating with an otherworldly resonance. "And now you cannot leave." I opened my mouth, stammering an apology. I didn't mean to. It was an accident." Her gaze softened, but only for a moment. "Accidents have consequences," she replied. "You are not free to depart, not until you understand what you've set in motion." Before I could react, a luminous barrier of energy encased the entire clearing, preventing any attempt to flee. Panic surged through me. I had trained for close encounters with alien flora and fauna, but nothing in my education had prepared me for a sentient forest, or a royal alien who could immobilize me with a mere gaze. She gestured gracefully, and the vines released me. I fell to the ground, heart pounding. "Come," she commanded, motioning toward a floating platform that had materialized beside her. I had no choice but to rise and follow, my curiosity battling my fear. The platform lifted off the forest floor, rising into the swirling, neon sky above Cyril-7. From this vantage point, the planet looked like a jewel suspended in the void. "Where are we going?" I asked, trying to mask the tremor in my voice. "To my palace," she replied simply. "There are things you must see, truths about our people and about the galaxy that you cannot unlearn once you've touched me." We arrived at a crystalline palace, hovering over a luminescent lake. The architecture was unlike anything I had ever seen, blending organic growths with precision-engineered structures. Iliera led me through corridors that pulsed with a soft light, each step echoing in perfect harmony. "You may be wondering why a princess would prevent a mere researcher from leaving," she said, breaking the tense silence. "It is not punishment. It is protection." I frowned. "Protection? From what?" "From knowledge you are not yet ready to handle," she said, pausing at a massive observation window. Below, ships from different alien factions patrolled the orbit. "The galaxy is on the brink of war, and your presence here is no coincidence. Accidental touch or not, you have become part of our story." I swallowed hard. I don't understand. How could I be part of a royal family's story? Iliera smiled faintly, her expression both kind and inscrutable. Because the touch you made was not entirely accidental. The Linthari can sense intent, even when hidden. Your heart sought connection, even in ignorance. That connection has bound you to me, and now you must witness the consequences of our lineage. For hours, she guided me through the palace archives, revealing holographic records of her people's history. They were a civilization of warriors and scholars, interstellar envoys and peacekeepers. Yet their rise had been marred by betrayals and wars, most recently involving a faction intent on harvesting the unique energy of Cyril, 7 for weaponization. You've stumbled upon a threat that could destabilize multiple systems, Iliera said gravely. And now, because of our bond, you are entwined in the defense of this planet. I had no choice but to accept the truth. The energy she referred to, the bioluminescent life force of Cyril 7, was not only a natural wonder, but also a potential weapon. In the wrong hands, it could annihilate entire colonies. Over the next several days, Iliera taught me how to harness and interact with the planet's living energy. Under her guidance, I could communicate with the forest, predict storms, and even manipulate certain life forms. It was exhilarating and terrifying. Her presence was constant, her violet gaze observing every mistake I made, and every small triumph. Despite the tension, a strange bond developed between us. I began to see Iliera not only as a princess or an alien, but as a sentient being whose strength and vulnerability intertwined in ways humans rarely understood. She was not simply guarding the planet. She was carrying the weight of her entire civilization. But even as I grew more confident, I longed for the freedom I had once taken for granted. One evening, under the twin moons of Cyril, 7, I voiced my frustration. I respect what you're doing, princess, but I can't remain here forever. I have a life elsewhere. Iliera studied me for a long moment. Freedom is a complicated concept, she said softly. You cannot leave because your choices here ripple across the galaxy. But perhaps there is another way. I tilted my head, intrigued. Another way?
Yes.
If you truly understand the bond we share, you will not seek to leave. If you embrace it, the barriers that hold you will dissolve, not because I release you, but because you will no longer wish to depart. Her words were both comforting and confounding. I realized that my accidental touch had not only bound me physically, but emotionally. My fear of captivity had shifted into a curiosity about the life I might share with her, the responsibilities I could undertake, and the discoveries still waiting in Cyril 7's glowing forests. The following morning, she led me to the planet's core chamber, where the energy of Cyril 7 pulsed like a heartbeat. Here, she said, is the choice. You may attempt to leave and face consequences, or you may join me and protect this world, and, in doing so, forge a bond that transcends species, planet, and even time. I looked at her, the violet light of her eyes reflecting the shimmering core. My hands itched to explore, to touch, to connect, not recklessly, but with intent. I nodded slowly, feeling a strange calm settle over me.
I choose to stay, I said.
Not because I have no choice, but because I understand now. I want to learn. I want to help. I want to be part of this. Iliera's lips curved into a genuine smile, her relief palpable. The energy around us shifted, the invisible chains of my confinement fading away. Then welcome, she said. Not as a visitor, but as a partner. From that day forward, my life became intertwined with hers. Together, we navigated political intrigues, explored the bioluminescent forests, and protected Cyril 7 from external threats. My accidental touch had been the spark, but it was mutual trust, shared purpose, and the bond of understanding that sustained us. I had arrived as a simple xenobiologist, expecting only to collect samples. I remained as a guardian, an emissary, and, in a way, a companion to the alien princess who refused to let me go. The galaxy was vast, unpredictable, and often dangerous, but with Iliera, it felt like a place I could finally call home. And so, what had begun as an accident became the defining moment of my life. A touch, a choice, and a promise that would echo across stars, generations, and civilizations yet to come. Ending. The story closes on a note of transformation. I accepted the responsibility, forming a deep partnership with Iliera. The accidental touch became a symbol of fate, connection, and choice, highlighting that sometimes what seems like a mistake is actually the start of a life-altering journey. Cyril 7's energy pulsed around us, a living testament to the bond between human and alien, and the story ends with hope, purpose, and unity across worlds.